The White House no longer has an AI czar and it has no plans to appoint one. That means the single most powerful AI policy role in the US government is now empty. Here is exactly what happened, what it means for AI regulation, and what you should be watching right now. David Sachs, the venture capitalist who served as President Trump's special advisor on AI and crypto, confirmed on March 26 that his tenure is over. The reason is bureaucratic, not political. As a special government employee, he was capped at 130 working days in a 12-month period. He burned through them. He is now transitioning to co-chair the President's Council of Advisors on Science and Technology, known as PCAST, alongside Michael Kratsios, the senior White House technology advisor. Think of it this way. Sachs went from being the head coach calling plays on the field to being a commentator in the broadcast booth. PCAST is a federal advisory body. It studies issues, publishes reports, and sends recommendations up the chain. It does not make policy. It does not draft executive orders. It does not negotiate with Congress. Sachs himself acknowledged the distinction to Bloomberg, framing PCAST as an opportunity to advise on a broader technology mandate, including quantum computing, nuclear power, and advanced semiconductors. But broader does not mean more powerful. It means less direct. Now here is where it gets interesting. The PCAST roster reads like a who's who of Silicon Valley. Mark Zuckerberg, Jensen Huang, Mark Andreessen, Sergey Brin, Larry Ellison, Lisa Su, Michael Dell. Sachs told Bloomberg this council has, quote, the most star power of any group like this ever assembled. That is a lot of influence concentrated in one advisory room. But influence and authority are different things. So what actually changes? 3 things matter if you work in AI, tech, or any business tracking U.S. regulation. First, AI policy coordination inside the White House just lost its single integrating voice. Sachs sat at the intersection of executive orders, industry investment pledges, and congressional outreach. He helped push the national AI framework released just days before his departure. A framework designed to replace the current patchwork of 50 different state-level AI regulations with a single federal standard. With no replacement czar named, there is no one person driving that agenda day to day. If you are a company navigating AI compliance across multiple states, the timeline for federal preemption just got less certain. Second, crypto policy loses its dedicated White House champion. Sachs chaired the president's working group on digital asset markets. That group was directly tied to regulatory and legislative recommendations on stablecoins and market structure. PCAST has no such specific mandate. Fred Ehrsam from Coinbase is on the council, so crypto has a voice, but it no longer has a standalone seat at the table. If your business touches digital assets, watch for signals on whether the Genius Act and the Clarity Act gain or lose momentum in Congress over the next quarter. Third, the ethics questions do not disappear. Sachs obtained ethics waivers allowing him to maintain financial stakes in AI and crypto companies while shaping federal policy in both areas. He reportedly sold over $200 million in digital asset investments before stepping down, but he remains a partner at Craft Ventures, which invests in AI and crypto. His new advisory role has fewer restrictions than his old one. Ethics experts and lawmakers flagged this arrangement before. Expect continued scrutiny. Now let me be direct about the risks. The biggest risk is a policy vacuum at exactly the wrong moment. AI governance debates are intensifying across Capitol Hill, in Brussels, and in Beijing. Congress has already rejected federal preemption of state AI laws twice in a year. States keep legislating on their own. Without a dedicated policy driver in the White House, the fragmented regulatory landscape Sachs was trying to fix could get worse, not better. For businesses, that means more compliance complexity, not less, at least in the near term. There is also a risk of advisory capture. When your principal advisory body is stacked entirely with CEOs from the companies being regulated, the recommendations tend to favor those companies. That is not speculation. It is a pattern well documented across administrations of both parties. Watch what PCAST actually recommends and who benefits. Here is what you should do in the next 30 days. 1. Audit your AI compliance posture across every state where you operate. Do not assume federal preemption is coming on any specific timeline. 2. If you are in crypto or digital assets, track the Genius Act and Market Structure Bill progress weekly. The loss of a dedicated White House crypto advocate could slow or reshape those efforts. 3. Read the Trump administration's National AI Framework that was released in March. It is the policy document PCAST will be pushing. Understanding it now gives you a head start on whatever comes next. 4. Identify which PCAST members are closest to your industry vertical and follow their public statements. Their recommendations will signal where regulation is headed. 5. If you are building AI products, document your safety and testing practices now. Whether federal rules come in months or years, the direction is toward more accountability, and companies with documentation will adapt faster than those without it. The bottom line is this: US AI policy just lost its quarterback, and the replacement is a committee of billionaires who advise but do not decide. That is a structural shift every business building or deploying AI needs to understand. If this breakdown was useful, subscribe to AI Blueprint so you catch the next shift before your competitors do.